is up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a great day. You know I got to check the sound real quick. All right, I turned myself up just a little bit. Let me see how that sounds. All right, I'm sounding good. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm used to looking this way, but we're back on the Pocket Cinema camera because for whatever reason, a firmware update on the ZV-1, now it doesn't trickle charge, so it exhausted my battery. So anyway, hey, thanks everybody for being here. This is AJay the CEO as usual, and we are here on every Friday, well, when we don't have something booked, to do a Q&A and answer your questions and try and get some stuff solved for y'all. Thank y'all so much again for joining me. If you can do me a big favor, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and then hit that bell notification. That way you do not miss out when we come out with other new videos. Let's go ahead and get some shout outs out here. We got a bunch of loyal folks here that are always here, and I really appreciate y'all. Anthony, what's going on? Blend the Corners, hello. Francisco, hello. Mousy19144, I just missed you. I was just in Philly. Hello. Chasen Brown from Montgomery, Alabama, hello. Danielle Emberly, hello. Hey. Scott, Mike Fair, hello. Scott McLillan, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Ray L, hello. Digifusion Media, hello. Roy, hello. Antonio, hello. William, hello. Kenneth, hello. JHB, what's up? Kevin, from Austin, Texas, what's up? Streets of Destiny from Phoenix, Arizona, hello everybody, how are y'all doing? Thank y'all so much for joining me. And Reggie, hello. Hey, I'm so used to hearing myself, so that's why I put my headphones back on. So let's go ahead and let's get the formalities out the way. If I do not get to your question, folks, just realize you can always hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me about 48 to 72 hours to get back in touch with you. Yeah, that's it. I'm hearing a low hum, but I think that's just because when I'm talking and all the stuff on my road. What else? If you haven't, folks, we have a roundtable this Sunday. We haven't had one in a while because we had conferences and all this other fun stuff, but we got one coming up. And my phone is not on silent. Sorry. Good morning. Live streaming right now. And let's put the phone on silent. What I was saying, we have a roundtable this Sunday. The best way and the only way to get involved in that is to join our Facebook group. Very easy to join. Just look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and you'll automatically come in. Just make sure you do not live stream inside the group. That is one of the main things that we do. And I'm trying to get my framing right so that you can see this since I'm looking in this direction. Also, folks, we are about 5 people away from 42,000 subscribers. And just to let y'all know that we are having a giveaway at 50,000 subscribers. That is, that's the wrong one. What's the one? There it is. At 50,000 subscribers, PTZ Optics is giving me a camera to give away to somebody, and we're sweetening the deal. We're also going to do another giveaway where we're a runner-up is going to get an ATEM Mini Extreme, courtesy of me. Just want to bless y'all and help y'all out as best as we possibly can, because, hey, we don't get to this place because of y'all. All y'all subscribers helping out. This is just a way that I like to try and give back and help and bless y'all as best as I can. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that first episode of Bless This House. Was really excited about that. I'm looking to do some more stuff like that, but please do not inundate me saying pick me. Don't do that. That will be the quickest way to get you blocked. What else we got going on? I never fixed this. If you want some custom help or anything like that, you can always hit me up at ajhomes.com/consultations. And I did not fix this graphic, so it goes too fast, but I'll play it a couple of times. ajhomes.com/consultations, and we can set up something either over a phone, Zoom, or on site. I got about 3 of them coming up. I'm going to be in Baltimore again on Monday, and then supposed to be somewhere else in next week, the week after that. I can't remember. But yeah, we're excited. So let's get to the questions, folks. Let's see if y'all got some questions, fire away. Let me go through the chat. I'm monitoring the chat so we can see if anybody got any questions. Francisco. Oh, I'm messing with Francisco. Every time when I go to Northern Virginia, I pass by Micro Center. So I told him here in the chat that I ended up buying some new toys. So what are the new toys? Well, first off, we upgraded our main video editing system to 64 gigs of memory. We also went to an MSI Meg X570 motherboard. So we're getting a lot more performance with that. And should I just go ahead and jump to it? Francisco, you're making me jump to the tech stuff. I wasn't ready for it, but hey, we might as well. So let's go to that real quick. All right, so let's see. What do we have from a tech standpoint? Excited about this is tech that I've got, but I'm also rolling in a whole bunch of product reviews that are incoming. So the very first one, thank y'all for the folks in the Facebook group on this one. We are actually going to be getting the YOLO Box Pro, and we're going to be doing a review. This one is adding some more inputs and all this other fun stuff, so be on the lookout for that. Great little product. Used to have only 2 inputs, but now it has 4 and has some other great features, so we are really excited about that. Also, for enhancing our audio, we are checking out the Hollyland Lark 150. This is a dual receiver mic, dual mic and then one receiver, similar to the Rode Wireless Go 2, but I'm excited about checking that out. That should be here actually tomorrow. We also are upgrading our camera here. We are getting and going to be checking out pretty soon the Sony ZV-E10 that has a changeable lens compared to the original model that I just said that the battery died on me. That's coming down the pipe. And then I said it, folks, in the video when I talked about my initial reactions. It's incoming. We have the Blackmagic Studio Camera 4K Plus, not the Pro, but the Plus, that we're going to be designing on a rolling tripod and all this other fun stuff. So really excited about that. So these are upcoming product reviews and stuff that we got coming down the pipe, hopefully. Y'all excited about that? Help you out with that. Now, the Lark, I'm really excited about that because I was hemming and hawing about getting the Rode Wireless Go 2 because I'm getting ready for NAB and I need to have some equipment, and I have this other mic here, the Rode Wireless mic little handset that you put the Rode in here. So I still have the Rode Wireless Go, so I think what I'm going to do is put this one in there and then use the other one for me and just test out. And I don't want to give all the favor just to Rode. We want to try some different stuff out, and you never know if we might give that one away. You never know. What else we got going on? I'm trying to stall to see if anybody got any questions. I haven't seen anything called out in the chat yet, but I hope all of y'all are doing well. And I think, honestly, everybody in the Facebook group, we're going to do a share your stream again this Sunday as well, too. So be on the lookout for that coming up soon. And let's see, look for some questions. All right, Danielle has one comment here. Let's see. A friend just posted on Facebook she bought a Makos brand camera. Familiar with that brand? No, I have not heard of that brand at all. Let's check out Amazon to see if we can find out what it is. That's MOKOSE camera. That looks kind of interesting. Let me take this down, let y'all see what that is. That is number 4. So it looks like it's something like this, and that's seems pretty interesting. SDI out power, and it's $89 and we can get it same day. How about why don't we just go ahead and buy one? Let's see. Especially if it's going to be here same day. All right, so let me clean this up so I don't give too much info away. All right, so there we go. So there it goes. Order placed. Thanks. It should be here today. So we'll check it out and see what it is. And in all honesty, I ain't got a use for it. So, hey, we can bless somebody with that one after I'm done checking it out. How about that? First one to send me an email with a screenshot of that image, I'll send it to you when we're done. How about that? And the email is hit up info@ajhomes.com. That's where you can email it to. Alrighty. Digifusion, thank you so much from Nigeria. Really appreciate it. Let's see. That's number 2. Let's go to number 1. Antonio. Interesting. He was like, hey, it's a good day to you. Are you going to go see Aretha, the movie? It's out, man, and it's good. I think you will like it. Also, AJ, have you heard about AMC and yes, I have looked into both of those, the stocks. I'm not really that big into going to the movies, to be quite honest. Really don't, I don't know. I'm just kind of out of it. Both of those stocks, yes, I did get in them originally when they went up. I have not been messing with them as much. I am big into stocks and stuff like that. Most of y'all, if y'all have heard anything, y'all can assume one stock I do own. I own multiple, but there is one stock y'all should know. If you've heard me any amount of time, that you can guarantee that I have. William B. Jones, what is up? Let's see what else we got here. Okay, JHB. Saying here, and I need to resize my screen. Oh yeah, the other thing, let y'all know for the people who are sending me comments, I am currently using NDI5, so a video is coming about that as well too. I'm actually using the NDI5 studio monitor right now to see what's going on. JHB says, you mentioned on the Facebook group about bringing guests into the ATEM. Can you go over different methods of bringing in multiple remote guests and whether you will need a Zoom back channel? Thanks. All right, so there are a bunch of ways you can do this into the ATEM. So similarly to what we just did with the Raspberry Pi, you could put a Raspberry Pi HDMI out connected to your ATEM, put the Raspberry Pi on the DMZ or dynamic DNS or something like that to where somebody outside of your network can stream to it, and then they can be brought in that way. There's also, if they had an ATEM themselves and you do the same thing with a streaming bridge, they would stream to it and they would bring it in. You could also just have another input brought in on the computer. And actually, let me turn my Mac on real quick. I mean, you could have another input brought in, like have it on a Mac, a laptop, or something like that. Zoom, Google Duo, Hangouts, Teams, whatever, and then plug that into the ATEM, and then it'll just be a source. Just make it full screen. That's one of the easiest ways that I can think of right there. And maybe we'll do a breakdown of different ways of doing that, but we'll see. Lanny is asking, what are your thoughts on using a hotspot from cell phone for live streaming? Hey, I have done it. And because sometimes when you don't have internet, sometimes that's your only option. So I would say, yes, I think it's good. I've used it multiple times when we've had to do football games and all this other stuff like that. So especially if you're plugging it into like one of the ATEMs and you don't have all the OS and overhead from a normal computer, it can leverage more bandwidth, or it's more economical of how it's sending the ones and zeros up to your platform. So I think that's pretty cool. And would I use that as a permanent solution? No. But hey, you got to use what you got to use. So yes, I've done it and I really like it. Tony here says, hey, just wanted to say thank you for all your wisdom. I have a full day webinar to manage and bought an ATEM Mini Extreme based on watching some of your videos. God bless you, my friend. Awesome. I'm glad it's helped. Let me know how your webinar turns out. Carriers of the Covenant. Hello, hello. Danielle. Just ordered parts for an AMD 5700G APU build with a B550 motherboard. Decision was largely influenced by parts availability. Although not purchased for live streaming, I do wonder if it will work. Now, Francisco, that's the other thing I did not show you. I actually bought the AMD 5600G, and I was using that to compare to see how much better that system is with streaming. But I ended up blessing my daughter's godfather. I built a system for them a while ago, and then he had to give that system away for family needs. So that system, instead of me doing a video on it, I just built him updated. He had a 3200G, so this 5600G I ended up blessing him with and just gave it to him yesterday. So honestly, the system is very, very good. I used an ASRock gaming micro ATX B550 motherboard, which was a pain because it was at BIOS 1 and none of my processors would boot until I got that one. And then once I got the BIOS updated, all my other processors worked on it. But I think you'll be really happy with that, and that's a lot of power to do. And I don't know, what are you going to use it for outside of that? Because you said you're not going to use it for streaming, but just wondering. A similar system like that would be a great system for just presentation. Honestly, with that's a Ryzen 7 chip, that's going to be very, very powerful for what you're doing. Maybe some low-end video editing will be good. So cool. Let's go back to Tony here. I have the wireless Go 2 and the original wireless Go, and the wireless Go 2 is very nice to have and have onboard recording. See, that's the reason why I wanted to get it. But I just want to try other things because I know a lot of here at the point now, we like to try and give different options so that way I don't seem like, even though Rode, Blackmagic don't pay me, these are just the products that I like, but at the same time, I like to sample other stuff so that I can give a fair review from a media ministry church standpoint. Because there's a lot of reviews out here for the same stuff, but they don't talk about the stuff that we talk about. How is this used? I mean, because I'm sitting back thinking with dual receivers, hey, that could be a replacement for your pastor instead of a halo or something like that. Or you can put it on a stand with one of these arms and have it aimed into a baptismal area, or put it inside of a phone box and make it a passable mic. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff. So that's the kind of difference I have. But yes, Spring Creek actually has both, and they use it for that same type of situation. And I just wanted to try something different. But thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. I know they work great, and I really like that onboard recording. Mike was asking me, when are you going to do the 24-hour stream review? I'm not 100% sure. Just because my schedule has kind of taken off a little bit, so it's kind of hard for me to set when I have lockdown days. Like even today, I think tomorrow I don't have anything. I hope I don't have anything on my calendar for tomorrow. because technically I really was supposed to be off. um, was really supposed to be off this whole week, but as you can tell from my videos, I was really busy. And my account is logged out. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I am having so much security on my stuff, and I can't even log back into my account. All right, so I have a meeting this afternoon, and yes, I don't have nothing Saturday, so I don't know. I think I might relax, but that might be more than you look. But I'll look into it and see what we get. Gibson here, very nice little cameras, interchangeable lenses. Cool. I'm thinking that's the one that we just ordered, so we can see. Streets of Destiny. I have a PTZ. During a test, I noticed the video will zoom in. The focus blurred, then clear up. I sent email to you. Yeah, I saw that. I have the same thing. What's in its what is it aiming at? Because sometimes I'll have that as well too. Like I was having that at St. Paul's Church of God in Christ, because sometimes it would pick up the platform instead of the person, and it's trying to focus on that. You might want to turn down the autofocus strength. Maybe because it's just going kind of gangster on there, going a little bit too much. So maybe that's an option. Gibson. It recorded 4K. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to look into that. So make sure I'm checking my email because to see, because I don't have a reason to keep that camera. So we might be giving that away to somebody. Is the style of Marshall camera that you set up and leave it there? Yes, that is what I used. That used to be the original at my home church, but then since we changed, I moved that to the ATEM imaging one, HD 100 that I used to have. But yes, that Marshall one is actually the same type of camera they used to put behind the backboards in basketball games. But yeah, you just put the lens that you want on it, just set it there. It cuts off if there's no signal. If a signal comes in, power comes on. And yes, we just set the shot to where we want it and just leave it, and that will hide when all the cameras need to move. So yes, there's no adjustment to that. Question from Roy here. How can I send video from another location to my Raspberry Pi 4 at my other studio? Well, similar to what we just did, you need to put, if they're on separate networks, you need to go in and set the IP address that's for the Raspberry Pi and the ports mainly that you're streaming on, which should be 1935 if you're using RTMP. You get the IP address for your main coming in from your ISP on your router, forward 1935 so that it routes to where your Raspberry Pi is, and then on your other location, you stream to the IP address of your house at that port, and it will forward to the Raspberry Pi, and then it will show up. That's the same thing that we did here at Spring Creek. So hopefully that helps. Mike, installing 3 PoE NDI PTZ. Man, that's a whole lot of stuff. Installing 3 PoE NDI PTZ cameras and a gigabit PoE switch, all connected to an 85-inch TV with KeloView N4 to bring Zoom participants into small church. Should we run 2 Ethernet cables to every camera as a backup? Yes. Yes. Always run a backup. I'm actually supposed to be installing a 85-inch TV at Glen Allen Baptist Church sometimes next week. It all depends on when I can get a truck and some able bodies to help me lift this thing up in the air. So that's exciting. Hampton, have you used a wireless adapter HoloLens at the same time as using wired cameras going to the ATEM? No, I have not. I'm actually waiting to hear back from HoloLens about their wireless HDMI. There's something that's going on, and they're trying to pick different influencers in different fields, and I'm in the running for one of them. I'm waiting to hear back from them, and we'll test that out. The Chuck Taylor, what is going on, sir? Hey, exactly. There's so many other ways. And again, I'm not knocking everybody who's sending me comments. Yes, there was, I, I would have preferred to run cables. But in the amount of time, this is what this whole channel is about. Is like, how can we get high quality production, but it doesn't always come at a high production price. So some of the recent products that I reviewed, yes, they're starting to get up in price, but that's because I want to reach a wide demographic and wide reach of different houses of worship. Some, hey, we want to be able to do DIY. Some, we want, hey, we got $50,000 cameras. I'm excited about getting to that point. But, I just like to try out different stuff and come from a perspective from ministry. So, yes, but like, Chuck, I think you would like this. Right before I was getting ready to get on here, I'm trying to, you ever seen those turntables where they have a product and it's rotating? I was looking at that, but the engineer in me, I am looking at, right when I leave from here, go to Target. I was getting ready to say Toys R Us. Going to Target, and I'm going to buy a Lego gear system with motors and stuff like that and build my own turntable based off of Legos. So I like DIY stuff. Otis, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Back to Lanny. I think that may be my best option until our internet service is upgraded at the church to handle it. I will have to add a wireless card to my desktop. Not necessarily. You do not have to do that. What you could do is get something like this. This is what I use. This is a travel router that gives me, you could hook this up to a regular WAN, or it gives you LAN out. But the side benefit is you can hook your phone up over USB, and it would be my router for all my equipment. So you don't need to get a wireless card. Have the phone hook up to this, and then just do the out from the LAN out into your network, and you're good. This is what I use when I have to bridge my iPad with the computer, with the ATEM and everything. I just use a 5-port switch that connects to this. All my computers are wired into this, but then everything is connected over my phone. And even when we went to the nano stations, I still use this. So that's a good option. And that router is very, very dirt cheap. I'm talking about maybe $25. Let me find. Yeah, actually, they went up in price. It's $29. So if I cut over here, it's this router right here, $29. And I will include a link if you're interested in that. I've been using that thing for at least 4 years. Yeah, because actually here it is. It says last when I ordered it was in 2018. So, yes, very, very good product. And that would avoid you having to go wireless. So I will put that in the chat. Travel router. There you go. Hope that helps. Mike, I purchased 3 sets of the Rode Wireless Go's 2 for a panel discussion with 5 participants, and the onboard recording was pristine and saved the day when I forgot to unmute the mics in vMix after a break. Awesome. Now, I'll be honest, I might end up going back and getting the Rode Wireless Go 2. Y'all making me think. I'm thinking maybe we'll give away the Lark 150. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy the Rode Wireless Go and the Lark 150. Maybe I'll give it away. What y'all think? Hit G in the chat if y'all think. If we get at least 25 G's here in the chat, maybe we'll give that away. JHB. I used the Picrogo gear, dual wireless, one receiver for a couple of years. A bit pricey at the same time, but this small size of the mic is so convenient. Awesome. Should we stream in 4K? Honestly, I would say no, because it. I would think it's better to record in 4K, because like we're not ready for 4K. At least me personally, I don't think houses of worship are ready for 4K because you need the equipment, you need the cameras, you need the TVs just for people in the house to see it. And then to live stream it, you need a whole lot of upload speed to be able to handle that. And then it's going to go to YouTube, it's going to get compressed. Facebook ain't even going to accept it. So whether you're using YouTube or Vimeo, those are going to be your only options, maybe Twitch, to go in 4K. But then no one's going to notice it because they need the screens to be able to see it. So it's up to y'all. I personally don't think it. That's why I don't even stream. Yeah, sometimes I record videos in 4K if I'm using the ZV-1. But when I'm using recording with my phone, I don't. But that's just me personally. What y'all think? Kurt suggested setup for a 1 to 2 camera live stream, which also brings in presentation video through media shout. Setup has to be portable for a rented location. Camera switcher, how to get feed to rear. I would go with the ATEM Mini Extreme for that. Then you can have a HDMI for you to see the multi-view, another HDMI out that can go to whatever TV if you want to have a rear view for that. You'll have 3 inputs that will come in. And then you also have 2 USBs, one to record, another one to go to another computer, or you can remote live stream directly from it. That's what I personally would use. I'm hemming and hawing about buying another ATEM Mini Extreme just for Formation Sports, mainly because it gives me the headphone out, so I can go to my commentators, and then I can bring their mics. And that's where the Lark or the Rode Wireless Go would come into benefit. I would just clip them onto mics, and then I don't have to worry about mic headsets. They would just have a headset like this just to be able to hear what's going on. That's what I would think. And personal, my suggestion for that. And we jump to a new page. Let's see. Sarah Lynn, no, that's understandable. I mean, it's 4K looks great, but again, like honestly, I was like in my initial thoughts when Blackmagic announced the Web Presenter 4K. I'm really looking at getting one just to test it out. But if you look at some of the images on that, let me see if I can bring it up. I want to point out something to y'all, which is very important. All right, so like right here. You see this? That's the Web Presenter. But I want you to, let's zoom in here a little bit. Look at that bit rate. How many of y'all have 54 megabits upload? That's just one thing. I mean, you need some serious data to send that up. Now, if you're getting it just to have the benefit of when you're ready, you can go to 4K, hey, that's good. But if you think you're just going to go from jump and be able to live stream like that, I mean, I think that thing may crush your upload speed. That's just something I noticed. And again, I could be completely wrong, but that's just my thought. Because I know if I tried to live stream in 4K with that here, Comcast don't give me that much. Even when I try and stream this to Twitch at the same time through vMix, it crushes my upload. So that's just me. Anthony was wondering, can Switcher work with OBS? Which Switcher? Let me know which one that is. There's a bunch of products that have that name, so make sure I know which one exactly you're talking about. Tony, awesome. Thank you for that. And to the people who, if y'all are in here, so many people are asking me, how come I don't use the HDMI fiber cables? I have bought one. I have used them in a couple of recent installs. And so, like I said, I don't talk about it unless I've tested it out. I bought one myself. I had like a 75-foot, kept using that for a while. The very first time I used one was actually at Community Independent Methodist. That's the one that hangs under the TV for people to connect to. That was after I used it. And a couple of times I've been using it. So, yes, that's an awesome suggestion. And yes, that will be now in my list of stuff that I use if we don't want to go from converters. Stan, do you think Blackmagic will bring out a new television studio this year? They're going to have to at this point. But looking at their product stack, it looks like their ATEM switchers that have SDI are, I always tell my daughter and tell everybody, never say never, because you only need one instance to prove that never wrong. But it seems from their product stack that their ATEMs will always be paired with some type of web presenter or a computer to live stream. Even though you would think they have the tech, why not just put the tech inside these switchers to stream itself? They would be killing off the web presenter because you would put the web presenter inside of the ATEM. Anyway, all that being said, I think they have to, I would assume, because the television studio hasn't been touched in quite a while. So I'm sitting back thinking the one thing I wish they would do is just put a scaler on every input. That would save tons of stuff right there. And then maybe have a super source added into it, give some more features, or more importantly with the Television Studio HD, give me an option to upload some stingers and some graphics like you do with the ME1 switchers. That's what I really want. Let's see. Parker. Yes, sir, I am. I am having a good morning. Mike says you need to build a attic rover. No more attics. No, they don't make one, but I'm sure something could be built. I love the Technic line of blocks. So I mean, you see a bunch of them here. I have a bunch of them. I had like the crane and all this other stuff like that. I just don't have the space for it. But I loved building almost anything with Legos and stuff like that. So that would be exciting. So I'm sitting back thinking it would have to be a spider one to where it can traverse different areas and go back and forth. So I would think that would be cool. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I might think about that. Question from Chuck here. I recently updated ATEM Mini in OBS, and now I get a flicker in OBS that wasn't there before. Have you seen this? Yes, I have. Do you still, in the ATEM software, is your ATEM, what's the resolution set to? Because sometimes, even though it's set to auto, sometimes I would have an issue with that. So if you go into the software, go to the gear, and right here, see, I have mine set to 1080p 60. If you have it set to auto, sometimes I've had that problem. That's why I specifically set mine to something. I would try that. If you are still having some other issues with that, Chuck, I don't know on that one. But I will see what I can do to try and do some research. Lanny, thank you so much. Low budget. Hey, you're welcome. That's what we got to do. So we got some G's here in the chat. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shane put 3, so we got 10. We needed 15 more, so I don't know. Let's see. Cedric here. With the ATEM Mini Pro, is there a way to get multi-view as a window virtual screen on an existing monitor so a dedicated monitor is not needed for multi-view? Unfortunately, no, it cannot. The multi-view is only on HDMI only. I wish they would give an option to where it could be over USB, but no, that's the only way it works. Danielle, saying, having trouble with mobile live streams. I recall friends tell me initial tests are often good, but then after a while the stream gets throttled. Yeah, it's probably because if you're on mobile, your phone can't sustain that initial upload speed, and it just tapers off. That's probably what that is. I use a I use Verizon for my wireless, and for the most part, everywhere I go, it's good. But again, I told y'all my whole plan to solve all this. Again, I mean I own. I'm giving it away. I have stock in Tesla, but Starlink and SpaceX, whenever they come out, I'm gonna jump on that. So I'm endorsing it, even though there's no stock for that. Starlink is going to be the thing that just removes everything. Let me tell you the big vision of what I want to get rid of the mobile stuff and everything. I want to have a Starlink satellite to wherever I go, I can live stream from wherever, have my own internet, but then also have a solar powered battery backup to where I'm producing all my power. So now you have internet and power anywhere. I think that's going to be cool. But I've been endorsing Starlink to a bunch of ministries that are in areas where they just refuse to bring internet. And I think that that's going to be a game changer, because at least in my area, let me see. I don't want to give, well, I'll use my church's address. That way y'all won't know my stuff. So we're here in Starlink. So let's go ahead and look up and see when this is available. So it's going to be mid to late 2021. So I'm in Virginia, and when this is here, that's going to be sick. Again, because I'm seeing people who are in these areas and they're using Dish and all this other stuff, and they're already paying $100 a month. That's what Starlink is, but it's about 100 times faster. So you got to imagine, you get something like that, put that on the roof of your church, and then you don't have to worry about it. So that's what I'm excited about. And I'm seeing a whole bunch of extra G's pop up here in the chat. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. If you try to stream with 4K, it's going to tank. It's going to tank. Or you're going to have to change the bit rate so low that it would be better just to stay at 1080p. Kurt, how do you get audio from your soundboard into your ATEM mini stream? Well, like right now on my my camera can't focus over there, but what I got right now is from my Rode Podcaster. I have dual 1/4 inches to a 3.5 cable, and that's what's plugged into here. At my church, at Antioch, what we have is, well, we're using, we're going from a converter, going from digital to analog, and then we connect directly into XLR. Now for an X32, I've come RCA out. At Union Grove, we used RCA outs from their aux out into a 3.5 into the ATEM Mini Extreme. At Spring Creek, they have a Midas board. They come out from dual XLRs to 3.5, and that goes in. So there are multiple ways that we do, but make sure you set the ATEM to line. That way it's not super hot. Back to Gibson. News media doesn't even put out that they are doing 720 from truck back to the station. Yep. Brian, hello. Back to Kurt. Why ATEM Mini Extreme over a Pro? Thanks. Again, mainly it was because of what Cedric was saying. We needed one HDMI out for the house, but we also needed one for the multi-view. That's the reason why. And then it also gave us a USB to go into a computer, and then another USB to record. Like Pastor Alicia, they just moved to an ATEM Mini Extreme for that very same reason. Their computer was slowing down, and instead of using the USB out from the ATEM Mini Pro into the computer to OBS and then fed the TVs, we just went from the ATEM second HDMI out directly to the TVs, and just gets another piece of tech out of the way that you don't need. Bryant was asking, what's the best stream to Facebook, 1080p 60 or 1080p 30? Neither, because Facebook selectively is not supporting 1080p. is forcing everybody at 720. The frame rate 60 and 30 is mainly just based on how fast somebody's moving. My pastor would move a lot, so it would look like it's blurring, so I jumped it up to 60. That's why I did it. Now, we stream at 1080p 60, but we're going to Vimeo, and then Vimeo rebroadcasts to Facebook, and then Facebook forces our stuff at a lower resolution. So let me see if I can get in here. Let's go to the church page. And all right, let me cut over here. And this is the stream from last Sunday, which kind of went kind of off. All right, so if we zoom this in and we want to look at the resolution, see, this only goes up to 720. So even though we're sending it, that's all that we're getting. All right, so yeah, that's a limitation on Facebook. So I mean, you can send it at 1080p, but they're going to scale it down for you. And the 30 and the 60 is all dependent on how much motion. Like when we had praise dancers, we didn't do it at 30. We did it at 60 just because we didn't want that blurring effect. That's all. Thank y'all so much for the kind words. I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, if I don't get to your question, realize you can always hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com, and we'll do our best to get back with you 48 to 72 hours. And I still keep forgetting to update that graphic to put the right time. Oh, yeah, let me do a big shout out to some of y'all don't know. I do run a company. I want to give a big shout out to my admin, Dee. She's keeping me straight. She's getting everybody straight there. Also, we have Augustin. He is a video editor who does some of our stuff. We also do stuff on Fiverr for other ministries and stuff like that, video editing for them. And he's taking that workload off of me, so I really appreciate that. He's been working with me the longest for almost over a year now. So big shout out to Augustin out of Florida, doing some video editing stuff. And we're looking at bringing on some other people. So I don't want to make no announcements right now, but we are looking at doing some expanding. I hollered at somebody and they didn't give me a call back, so I'm not going to say their name. But when they hear that statement, they'll know who I'm talking about wanting to expand and do some other services for ministries. So that's what we're looking at expanding to do to help y'all out. All right. Stan, are you going to review the new studio cameras? Well, Stan, yeah, you might have missed that at the very beginning. We actually have one on order. And we actually have this one on order. Let me get we have the Plus. That's what we're going to be getting. Whenever it comes in, yes, we are definitely going to be doing a review, and we're going to build that on a mobile rig, on a rolling tripod, and everything like that. So I wanted to get the Pro, but gotta manage the finances a little bit, and we might upgrade to that one. You never know. Back to Otis. Exactly. Thank you for that, Otis. Hello. How much do you charge to build desktops for the TV presentations? Send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com, and I will give you an answer to that. Back to Cedric. Sorry, I lost power. Did not hear your response to my question. Let me go back and see what your question was so I can remember. Oh, the answer to that question was no, it does not do that. Unfortunately, it is USB out gives you the program only, or HDMI out gives you the multi-view. There is not another option for that, unfortunately. Shane and Hannah. Last Sunday, I got this message: encoding overload. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoder preset, but we never had it before. What what was changed. Did anything get an update? And the reason why you would get a message like that, if we open up OBS, let's cut over here. I still got stuff left up from our conference. So that's what's playing right now. So if you ever get this message, if you go into settings and then you go to your output, check your encoder. Like right now, mine is set at 10,000, which really isn't ideal. This is when I was still doing the Raspberry Pi stuff. So personally, I would set mine to like 4,000. But that is meaning that can your encoder, which is my graphics card right now, can it handle this bit rate of all the data that's going through? Check to make sure that wasn't accidentally switched or those numbers have not changed. That's the first thing I would suggest. That's the only time I've seen something like that, that an update, a graphics card update, Windows update, OBS update, knock that out. So I'll be mindful of that. Joey is saying, which ring lighting would you recommend from Amazon? Honestly, I don't use ring lights. I use just regular soft boxes. Actually, I use the Elgato ones. So since you specifically are talking about a ring light, what I would suggest then is the Elgato ring light, because I use all of their lighting that you see. The accent lighting behind here is a strip that's coming down from the TV right there, if you can see it. I need to get some more tape for that. But I would check out the Elgato light because it's on Wi-Fi and, you know, gives you some more control. So really, really cool. And you can probably get it at a cheaper price directly from Elgato than from Amazon, but they are listed on there. So I don't know. I guess in my setup, I really don't have a reason for it, but you never know. That might change, especially when I do this DIY kind of like product thing. I might use that as an overhead light or something like that, but that's what I would recommend. And I'll see if I can find a link for that and put that in the chat. Got a ring light. Yeah, I'll put a link to that here. Here it is. And it's actually on sale for normal price is $200. It's for $169 right now. All right, let's see. Brian, he was like, what are the G's for? I was thinking about giving away a dual mic set that I was ordering, the Hollyland Lark 150s. So I was saying that even though I use Rode stuff, I wanted to try out other things. So the idea was, hey, if I had enough people put it, I think it was like, what, 25, 35, something like that, G's in the chat from different people, I would do that as a giveaway. But we didn't reach that number, so no giving away. Y'all know I'm probably still going to give it away anyway. Metro Walt wants to know, have I ever used a Decklink Duo in your setups? Yes, I have. I've had a couple of churches specifically wanted that for their capture device. Works well. Had someone actually also do a quad one. Worked very, very well. Otis, I've used USB. Dante out? No, I have not. See, that was another thing, man. I really need to get a house and get out of this apartment because I'm actually looking at getting an X32 compact, just so I have something like that to sample. But no, I have used the USB out, but not the Dante one. Shame saying the only thing they changed was adding the audio through the ATEM Mini. What is the rate that you have the audio set to? And then what's also your bit rate? Let me know on that one. The audio shouldn't change that much. Sarah would like to know, do you use the ATEM Mini Pro to stream or do you use OBS or Wirecast? Is one better than the other video quality wise? I mean, you can dial up or down the video quality, but currently right now, I'm actually using vMix to live stream what y'all are seeing right now, because that's what's allowing me to put these graphics up right now. Have I streamed directly from the ATEM? Yes. I honestly use vMix and OBS just because I've had graphics and all this other stuff that natively are not supported with the ATEM. That's why I continue to use that. But when I go to football games and stuff like that, well, football games I was using OBS because I only had an ATEM Mini. When I go to the other games, now if we go with the ATEM Mini Extreme, I'll be streaming directly from the ATEM. But honestly, I don't notice the difference. I have a big mixture of videos that I've done through OBS, I've done through vMix, I've done through the ATEM directly, and I wager to bet y'all couldn't tell which one is which. So it doesn't really matter. It all depends on your convenience. Chuck, by the way, I owe you a re-record of the DAW. I'm getting lessons ready for good. Hey, no problem. Send it to me whenever you're ready, sir. Really appreciate it. Christopher, what do you think about the ATEM Mini Blackmagic with Elgato Cam Link with OBS in a small church setting? I would ask, what's the reasoning for pairing those in that way? Are you trying to do five inputs because the ATEM Mini only gives you 4, and you're using the Cam Link for another one? I just need to know the layout of how you're using it. I've used each one of those products, but just want to know how you're using it. Back to Shane and Hannah. Every time before we go live, I always check the settings and they were the same. Yeah, that's strange. I'm not. Everybody's adding all these extra G's in here. Okay, we'll give it away. All right. What I'll do is be on the lookout on the review video. I will call that out. I'm gonna do some old-fashioned stuff like back in the day on Saturday morning cartoons. Look for a keyword, and if that keyword is there, we'll do something like that. And now that I say that, I'm gonna go back here and look at my email. Oh wow, somebody sent me a gift here. Oh, well, thank y'all. Oh Lord, well, thank you. Somebody gifted me some headlights that I was actually looking for that goes on my head. So hey, I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it, y'all. I really do. I'm glad that the stuff I'm doing is helping y'all. And nobody has responded yet. So I'm gonna throw it out there again. Somebody suggested we check out a camera, the Mokosi Mini SDI camera. So we ordered one, and it's actually supposed to be here today. So this is what we ordered, and I was just gonna do a review, but I mean, there's no reason for me to keep it. So I was gonna give it to somebody if they just sent me a screenshot, and giving y'all another chance to give a screenshot of this and send it to info@ajhomes.com, and then I'll send it to y'all because I don't have a reason to have it. I just wanted to review it because that's y'all wanted me to check it out. Let's see. Y'all votes G to infinity and beyond. That one may be a little bit difficult because I don't have that actual capture card. Yeah, the Decklink Duo I'm assuming you're talking about the Duo 2 with the 4 inputs. So something like this. Hopefully, might get a church that needs something like that. We'll see what we can do. No promises, though. Shane, all you got to do is just go into your streaming settings in OBS and email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Just send me a screenshot of that. So if I come over here into settings and output, just do a screenshot of this page and email that to me, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I just got an email. So who is this? Oh, Melcy, you got it. All right, so we already got one, so I need to that will go to you once we finish the review. So that's up and gone. All right, Kurt, what do you suggest for a lot? Wait a minute, I already answered that. Oh, I'm sorry, it was another part. Can the camera be remotely zoomed, or does any operator have to zoom it in? What do you suggest for a live streaming camera? Honestly, I like camcorders because it gives me the flexibility of doing that zoom. I use a Sony AX53 right now. That's what this camera is right there. That's what I normally use for games and stuff like that, and it allows me to zoom in with a remote there. Or you can get like one of the Canon ones that have a length control that you can zoom in and out. That would be good. Yeah, that's what I would think. I mean, me personally, I don't, in these type of scenarios, I do long form content, whether it's games or anything that I do. So most of the DSLRs, they have a short record time. Now the ZV-1s that I've been using, they were made specifically for vlogging, so it allows it to go as long as the battery and the memory card last. So we'll see. But I mean, I honestly would think maybe like a Sony, or honestly a Canon G50 will probably be the best, because that would give you length controls as well for that. Back to Christopher. Streaming with one camera but running projector from a 4 input HDMI throughput. Want to enhance quality on the Canon T7, but streaming OBS through YouTube and OBS. Okay. Streaming with one camera but running projector from a 4 input HDMI throughput. I gotta wrap my mind around that one. Okay. Yeah, it does look like the Marshall one, but Marshall, the original one, Marshall was like $550. Then the ATEM imaging was around like $250, and for this one to be under $100, yeah. Shane, I just sent it to you. It's actually at questions for that one. It gets filtered a different way. Info is more for like automated stuff and giveaways and stuff like that I look for. Harry wants to know, any thoughts on the 10 VO PTZ? Never heard of it. Let me see. 10 VO PTZ camera. Honestly, almost all of these cameras look like they're in the same vein, to be quite honest. So we're looking at some of these. It's like the shell, like this one looks exactly the same, but some of these are USB out, so it's not a HDMI or SDI out. I mean, I haven't used them, but I would think this would be good if like it says, most of these are like short, only a 3x zoom. So this is like meant to be at the end of a conference table or something like that. Well, here's an SDI one, 20x zoom. I mean, I would think, I mean, unless it's just trash or something like that. I mean, I would think almost all of these at a certain point give you the same functionality. But no, I have not personally used one. But if Tenveo wants to send me one, I would do another review, another camera. Marty Vlogs, how to start live streaming from lack of resources. Lack of resources as in what? Your camera? I mean, because if you got a phone, start with that. Start with what you got. Don't worry about getting all the stuff. Again, I started with a Logitech C920. And now when you see all of this, this was over years of getting to this. And this wasn't just me buying stuff just to be buying stuff. I bought it because it needed a purpose. My setup is not a YouTube setup. My setup is a miniature media ministry that can live stream. So hopefully that's the difference. But what do you mean by resources? Give me an example. Back to Christopher. Trying to compartmentalize my uses so that this can be a one-man operation if need be. Understood. Reggie. Hey, AJ, yesterday we installed the AV Cans PTZ cameras, a 30X and a 20X at church to go along with the Canon XA15 camera and upgraded from the ATEM Mini to the Extreme. Thanks for all the help. Awesome. So if you're doing that, Reggie, make sure you put a link to that at the in the Facebook group when we start asking everybody to share their streams. So I'm going to put that today because I know some people have services today, Saturday, and Sunday. I think we're going to do 2 more questions, and then we're going to be up and out of here. We installed the SMT AV PTZ finally, and it is wonderful. Still working on getting the audio delay to correct it. Okay, awesome. From the audio delay, how are you bringing the audio in? Is it your computer bridging, marrying the video and the audio together? How is that? Because it may be that the computer's a little slower, or maybe bring the audio directly into the camera. I just don't know your full setup, but yeah, folks. So we've gone an hour, and you never know. I might actually, because I know some of y'all enjoy this during the day, and then some people enjoy it during the afternoon. So you never know. I might try and do something again this afternoon. I have a business meeting at 4 o'clock today, so I don't know. Would y'all join me again if I did this again at 6 o'clock this afternoon Eastern time? Let me know. And then, so be on the lookout for this other review of this other camera that's coming soon, and we'll see how that all goes. Back to Cedric. What role do you see NDI playing in the future? Honestly, I would think all the stuff that if I had it to do again, and especially if the Raspberry Pi, I started seeing a video on the Raspberry Pi could be a receiver and a transmitter of NDI. I would think NDI would make it very easy to send video throughout different buildings, get different cameras in and everything like that. That's where I think the role is. I mean, I use it to capture videos. I suggested as ways to capture video if you don't have a switcher and you're running everything through OBS or vMix or something like that, that gets you to the point where you don't need a Roland or ATEM or something like that. That would work. And I think that just, as long as you have the network and you have the computers that can handle it, I mean, you can have a very nice system that's being used just with your network that's inside. So that's why, just like the other question, always run extra cables, because you just never know. Like if at Spring Creek, if they had ran extra cables that just weren't being used, a lot of this we wouldn't have had to have done. So I just like that new tech is coming out, and it makes things be more affordable and allows you to do a whole lot of different things. Yeah, so I'm just seeing everybody's comments talking about. So we'll try something. Um, try something this afternoon because I don't have anything else on my agenda except for trying to relax. And just to let y'all know, in full transparency, folks, that now that everything has slowed down, we're getting back to finishing up the book. So book number 2 is going to be coming. My target is to have it out this year. Because again, I don't want to feel like I'm messing with y'all. For the people that pre-ordered it and everything like that, your name will still be listed there as a big thank you. And that tells you how busy I have. I haven't even gone to the website in a minute. But for y'all that didn't know, we have a book on Amazon. It's actually in the description. Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, where we just talk about the concepts and the principles of why media ministry is important. And then that was pre-COVID. Now COVID happened, and now the whole message is media ministry is now necessary, which obviously it is. And this is what we're working on. So again, I appreciate we had about maybe like 75 people that pre-ordered it, and we're going to get back to that. Again, my apologies on the delay, a whole lot of stuff. The conference kind of threw me off with that. Not giving an excuse, but we will get it to y'all and everybody. I will honor all of that. And if you want your money back, just let me know. Email me at info@ajayhomes.com. Give me your email that you registered it for. And then, hey, we get you your money back. But that is something that we are in the works of doing. So like I said, we are going to do, and I am going to do another afternoon and stuff. So we'll be back and see y'all then. Yeah, so we'll see y'all then, folks. So appreciate it. If no one's ever told you, thank you so much for what you're doing and learning and constantly trying to stay up to task with all the stuff that keeps changing. A lot of y'all have been in the gap and held it down for y'all's ministry for 18 plus months. So I appreciate you. And because I know sometimes the only time we get noticed is when a mic is squeaking and everybody turns around and looks at us. So I just want to tell you specifically, thank you for everything that you're doing for your local ministry, and you're sharing the message throughout the entire world. So we appreciate it, and y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, night, wherever you are, all over the world. And if I see you again at 6 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be chatting again. So y'all have a great day. Get some lunch, dinner, brunch, whatever it is, and we'll be seeing y'all later this afternoon. Later, folks.